Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a 5 first impressions. So the things that I'm going to be using is the Carly Bible palette from BH Cosmetics, the deluxe edition, so the newer one. I mean, it's kind of been out for a while, but I just got it. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Aqua Infuse blush and bronzer, so it's like a cream blush and bronzer. I also got the bronzer palette from e.l.f. and so we're going to be trying out both of those. I have the new Master Precise ink, like colored metallics from Maybelline. I have a blue one and a purple one. I don't know which one I'm going to use yet though. And the final thing are these cute little mermaid brushes that we'll be using to put all this stuff on. So let's get into it. So I already have my foundation on and concealer, and I already powdered under my eye for the concealer or else it creases. But I'm going to be going into the blush and bronzer since it is a cream, and we are going to try to put this on first. So it just comes with that, and there's just like a cute little film over it. Oh, I just stabbed it with my finger. I think I'm going to take this more rounded brush and see if that would work for the blush. Alright, the blush gave a nice kind of flush to the cheeks, but it is a bit patchy. I don't know if that is the brush or the blush, but we are going to then dip in to the bronzer and see if I can get that one to work with this more angled brush and just lightly do it because we still have the bronzer palette. So I'm just going to do a light cream contour. Alright, that is the contour on, and if you didn't see before, it kind of just left a mud looking spot, and so I mean it blended out kind of okay, but I had to go back into the more dense brush than this one to try to get that contour set out. So I'm going to be using this one for the powder to see all that, but I'm going to set my face with some regular powder first, and then we are going to get into that side. Okay. And for the powder, I just used the CoverGirl Advanced Radius powder that I like, and I used the big kind of powder brush that it comes with, and it looks really nice so far. The powder did help to make everything look a little bit more natural looking. So we are going to go into the bronzer palette and see which color I feel like using. So the cool thing about these palettes is that it kind of like pops out in the back, and you can like make your own palette. Like once you buy a couple of them, you can just like put like a blush, a highlight, and a bronzer that they sell, and then you can use it to like travel with. So I think that's really cool. Those look kind of shimmery, so I think I'm going to use the top one up here and see how that goes. Alright, that is with the rest of the powder bronzer on. It's not super pigmented on the face, so you kind of got to use it a lot. I might actually go into the deeper shade and over here and see if that works a little bit better. Alright, so I just went in and deepened it up a bit, and it does look a little bit better, but so far it's just kind of alright. We will see how it lasts throughout the day. So the next thing that I'm going to be using is the Carly Bible palette, and I'm just going to put on my regular eye primer from Milani, and then set it with the eyeshadow and see what we can do today. Alright, so the first shade in the palette that I'm going to be taking is this light cream color to set the eyeshadow base that I just put down. Alright, and taking a fluffy brush with the mermaid brushes, I am going to take the orangey shade up in the corner to blend out the crease for a transition color. Alright, the next color I'm going to be taking, I think I'm going to do this lighter browny purpley shade. Alright, and going a bit lower in the crease, I think I'm going to take the more like pinky shade, and then I'm going to go into the dark purple and kind of make it a bit deeper, and then I'll probably be using the purple eyeliner with it today. I'm going to be taking this more pointed kind of pencil brush with the darker shade, and then I'll be blending it out with the big fluffy brush. And then before I blend anything out, I'm going to take the dark brown taupey shade and kind of put it on the outer corner and deepen it up because it's kind of looking a little bit light. And to help blend everything out, I'm going to be going back into the lighter taupey purpley shade. Alright, and for the upper highlight for the brow bone, I'm going to be taking, we're probably going to be taking this bigger kind of shimmery highlight and putting it up there. On the lid, I'm going to be doing a kind of like a mixture of this shimmery purple and kind of like this reddish in the corner, and seeing if that looks nice. So I'm going to be taking this more rounded flat brush for the eyeshadow. Okay, I think the mixture of those two shadows gave it a really nice kind of purpley red look, and then I just took some more of that purpley taupe shade and put it on the outer corners to kind of give my eye a little bit more shape. So we are going to be using this same brush. Actually, we're going to be using the square flat one, and we're going to go on the lower lash line, and I'm going to be taking the these two shades and the dark purple taupe and just running that along the lash line. Alright, and with that, I think the eyeshadow is done. I'm going to be using the purple eyeliner today instead of the blue one to see if maybe we can put like a liner on. So I'm going to attempt to do a wing with this. I'm not really good at the more felt tips, so we will see how that goes. Alright, this is the felt kind of liner. It's like a more of a brush looking kind of spongy thing, but it's definitely metallic, so we are going to go in and see how that looks. Alright, that is how the wings are looking, and it did take me a while, and it's definitely not this product's fault. It's that I'm definitely not good at the more flimsier kind of things, and if you are, then this is probably really easy for you to use, and it was a lot of struggle for me. But I do like how it went on, and it's not like super metallic, but it does have it's more like it has like glitter in it, if that makes sense. So it is looking really nice so far, and it does kind of feel like it's tightening, so we will see how that goes, but it's definitely not transferring on my fingers, so it's already dried down really nice. But that is what I have so far, and I will check in back at the end of the night and tell you guys everything that I thought was good and like bad, if the eyeshadows kind of fade or if this just flakes everywhere like crazy, if the blush stays and all that stuff. So I will see you guys at the end of the night. Hello everyone, I am here at the end of the night, and I'm here with a check-in on the 5 first impressions. So we're going to start out with the easiest thing, which was the mermaid brushes. I really like these, honestly. There are a few brushes that didn't work out so well for what I used it for, but I'm going to keep trying them with different things, and I think they're really good quality. They're really soft, and the brushes do put on the product really nicely, and I do really enjoy them. So I'm going to keep trying them with different things and seeing which brush is best for what. The next thing that is up is the blush and bronzer duo from e.l.f., and this is the one that's the cream. And for the blush, I think it lasted really well all day. It did kind of make my skin a bit more oily than I'm used to, and that's why there's a lot of extra shine. But besides that, it did stand really nice on my cheeks, and the bronzer in the palette also did really well for kind of like an underneath base. They did blend out really nicely. I don't know if maybe there is a lighter version because this is a bit too dark, but if there is a lighter version, I would like to try that. So next is the bronzer palette from e.l.f., and it's the 4 Little one. I think this is $6 or $8 regularly, like in store, and I do really love the big mirror that you get in it. The only shade that I think I kind of liked were the 2 bottom ones, but the 2 top ones, at least for my skin tone, were kind of useless. It didn't do much unless it's more of a natural kind of contour, but I'm looking for more of a chiseled kind of look, so that didn't do so well. For the bronzer palette, I honestly would say pass. You can get a lot better bronzers at the drugstore. Like, I love the butter bronzer from Physicians Formula, which I mentioned in a favorites of last month, so I think that's worth it. Just spend the extra $4 and get a bronzer that's really nice. And I mean, there are 4 in here, but I can only use really the 2 at the bottom, so we'll see. I do like that they're interchangeable, so maybe I can end up just keeping the 2 bronzers and maybe getting the blush palette as well and seeing how that goes, and maybe just popping them out and exchanging them. The next thing is the Carly Bible palette, and I so far am really liking this. So it did come with a really nice big mirror and all these beautiful shades in it, and I ended up using, I kind of mixed the pinkish color with this more like champagne color for my highlight today, and it ended up lasting all day. Like, I mean, that's highlight, that isn't like a shine from my oils. So, and it did last really nice on the actual eyelid. It didn't end up creasing at all, except for just like a little bit, but besides that, it does look really nice, and I'll probably end up playing around with this and maybe doing like a more dramatic look, sometimes maybe a more natural looking look. I do really like the colors, and I think it's a nice selection, and I love all of the highlight shades down here. Like, even though if you're not like a darker skin tone like me, I'm definitely not like a darker skin tone, but like they would be able to use this dark one, but you could use that as an eyeshadow. Like, just because they're labeled as highlights doesn't mean you have to use them as a highlight. So I do like the selection in this palette, and I think it's worth like the $20. Finally, I tried out the metallic kind of ink liquid liners, and I am honestly really liking them. Like, it still looks vibrant and metallic, and it hasn't chipped at, like, not chipped, it hasn't flaked at all. Like, it's still vibrant, like you can rub it and it still doesn't come off, and like it does kind of look a bit crinkly, but I kind of enjoy that since it's a more metallic look. It kind of gives texture to the eye and makes it look a little bit more intense. I mean, for me, it was kind of a struggle getting it on, honestly, but that's because of my incompetence in this kind of liner, which was the more felt kind of pointed tip, and I'm used to like just felt tip pens, which are straight and just like it stays where it is, but these ones kind of bend a little. But I think once I use them a little bit more, I'll be able to get used to them. So if you guys want to see more content from me, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video.